How do you know you have a limiting belief? How do you know something is holding you back? How do you identify a limiting belief conversationally? Well, watch on, as in this video I'm firstly giving you a way of how to identify limiting beliefs conversationally, and then in the end of the video a 5-step process to crush your limiting beliefs to help you create your life the way you want to do it. And if you like what you hear or see, subscribe to this video, press the notification button so you get notified when I'm posting my irregularly posted videos. Now, of course, the main challenge is to identify a limiting belief, isn't it? Why is it so hard for people to identify their limiting beliefs? It is not that we are living our life and suddenly those limiting beliefs are staring into our face and tell us, hooray, 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 here I am, your personal limiting belief. Crush me, remove me to help you move your life to the next level. But no, it's not happening like this. We are living our normal life day in, day out, happily ever after, until either we are realizing we are not quite getting to where we want to go, or somebody else, a good friend of yours, points it out, and then you realize, oh yeah, that's a limiting belief. Well, not quite like that, but in that manner it might be possible that you are saying like, oh yeah, that is a limiting belief, or oh yeah, I recognize this as well, and it's holding me back somehow, somewhere, professionally or personally. So it's really the question how to identify limiting beliefs, because once you identify the limiting beliefs, you have options. What kind of options you have? Well, you could choose to say, who cares? I'm keep living the way I do. I'm happy right now. Why shall I change that belief? Or you might say, whoa, that is really something to work on. Now for me, as a certified NLP trainer, certified hypnosis trainer, it's easy to identify limiting belief. Hey, it's my day-to-day job, and since I'm doing it for many, many years, I've got a huge experience to identify and help people to get rid of their limiting beliefs. And it's because I'm highly trained, but not everybody is. And well, I want to give you this idea of how you make it happen to firstly identify your limiting beliefs or limiting beliefs in other people, and then help you also to get a little bit of an understanding what it would take you to reframe or gain a different insight into managing or removing your limiting beliefs. And I think that would be worthwhile for you, wouldn't it be? So let's start opening up the cover that covers limiting beliefs, shall we? And allow me to say, what I'm going to share with you is so obvious. It's going to blow your mind. Well, hopefully not literally, but it's going to, whoa, you're going to say like, was that easy? Yeah, it is that easy. So let me share it with you first, how you identify limiting beliefs linguistically, conversationally. How? A few simple words. Give them away. And before I tell it to you right now, I think I deserve a sip from my coffee, right? I just love coffee. So let's get started. What are these words that gives limiting beliefs away? A few main ones that I want to share with you. One is the word can or can't. Can or can't. Why can or can't? Think about it. You want to achieve something, you want to do something, you want to present a presentation to some people, whoever. You want to earn more money, get the promotion. You want to get married. You want to change something in your life, somewhere inside of you. Maybe you have discovered it already. And you say, I can't do it. I can't get that. It's impossible for me. If you say, I can't, but you know anyone who has achieved that, what you aspire to do or be, It must be a limiting belief, right? I can't present, I can present. If someone else can present, it must be something you're doing in your mind that holds you back, right? It must be a limiting belief, right? You just have not yet discovered your most inner potential to make that happen. To identify, to break open through that limiting belief. I believe you get the message, right? That's number one. That easy, huh? Other words are the words because or means. Because or means. That's when some people say like because or that means are justification or excuses. But in NLP, where I'm coming from, it's also an expression of a limiting belief. Positive, empowering, limiting belief. I'm happy because I can work from home. That means I can arrange my time and spend time with my family. Do you see already where I'm going with that? Now, some people might say, I am poor because I haven't studied, and that means I'm never getting anywhere in this beautiful life. Here you see that double whammy of how it hits you as a limiting belief. Because, again, think about the exception. There are people who are rich because they haven't studied, or wealthy because they haven't studied. I can't present because I don't have the ability to stand and speak and present in front of a crowd. You know people who can present. And if you say, or someone else in your environment says, I can't present, it must be a limiting belief. Another example could be, I can't get married because I'm not handsome or pretty enough. Because I'm not handsome or pretty enough. And that means I will be lonely in old age or never have a family. Limiting belief. I can't get the promotion because ... Think about for yourself right now, or write down right now in the comment box some limiting beliefs that you are struggling with. And if you know people who don't face the same issue that you are facing, just check it out. So that's a style of how you identify limiting beliefs conversationally, easily and effortlessly. Now the next step, of course, would be to ask yourself, after you identify those limiting beliefs, what stops you from getting there? What stops you? You can take a piece of paper and write down. It takes a little of exploration time, of course, but write down what do you think is stopping you. And you will get a whole list of limiting beliefs, of things that stop you, stuff to work on. Do this now. It's a real strong exercise helping you to get somewhat clarity. Bring out those limiting unconscious beliefs that hold you back from your life, from creating your life. Now, I hope you've done that and you're still here with me. What do you do with that list now of limiting beliefs? So I want to give you my 5-step process that you can do without going about hiring a mindset coach to help you get rid of it. But at least you can get started working on those, and some of those limiting beliefs might just simply bust it out from your mind. And hey, I'm not suggesting you start laughing about your limiting beliefs in the end once you have completed this exercise. So number one, ask yourself, again, is there anyone else who is living the way you would like to live? So remember the flip side, presentation, I can't present. Is there anyone else who can present beautifully the way you want to present to a crowd or some few people only? Well, again, if there is somebody, you have the proof that there is a limiting belief within yourself. You can now start just contemplating what did they do to make it happen. Gives you an action item list, right? And how can you apply what they are doing into your life? Not everything might be possible, but at least a part. It is about getting started. Of course, watch out that you're not coming up with another limiting belief like this person is better than me or that person is more advanced, has more skills. We all have got to start somewhere, right? Number two, ask yourself, what would happen if that limiting belief is gone out from your life? What would you do now? Write that down. Of course, if you do that, there will be a resistance within yourself, and you're about flushing out all those limitations within yourself, those limiting beliefs. But if you start thinking about what would happen if I do it, you also start to create possibility within yourself, and it's a lot about that as well. Imagine you have overcome that limiting belief. That limiting belief is gone out of neurology. It does not exist anymore. How would that be for you? Really intensively visualize it, sensorily active. Like your pictures you would see, what would you hear, what would you say to yourself, how would you feel if that limiting belief is totally gone? Make it a rich experience. Now as you do, of course, you might get negative stuff coming up, something to write down, something to work on. But what it also does is when you intensively do that, it helps you to really start creating that neurology within yourself of making it happen. Time. I have a sip of my coffee again. Now, very important, of course, what you also need to do is to start working on your goal. So start little steps first. With the little steps, you want to create little wins. Why little wins? Because with that little wins, you give yourself a little bit of momentum. If you start with the biggest step instantly, that means the possibility to not succeed, to fail, is always there. So you're going to start with some little steps. Now, in order to make that happen, of course, you got to think about your goal and then break it down into different steps that you would need to do in order to move towards your goal, right? And once you do that, you get the easy steps and you start working on it, and the steps get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you realize it, you have achieved your goal. And the limiting belief is gone, and you realize, I've done it. And then you become one of the person who actually made it. Other people might look at you and say like, wow, you're my ideal, you're my role model. How did you make it happen? And people come to you and you can celebrate those wins. That was number 3, the easy wins. Number 4, enjoy the process. Now it sounds a bit stupid, of course, enjoy the process. But how many times do we start beating ourselves up if things go wrong or not the way we want them to be? More often than not, right? We are designed to think negatively and beat ourselves up. That's how we have been trained up from small onwards. Enjoy the process. Start to enjoy the process. And that links back to the earlier step. Celebrate those little wins to give you a, hey, I've made it, hooray, hooray, hooray. Drop me a message that you've made it and succeeded. I would be happy to celebrate with you. Maybe in the same country, if you're living in Malaysia, or you celebrate wherever you are and I'll celebrate here for you. But drop that in the comments when you've made it happen. Number 5, and that is important. Number 5 is really important because there will be setbacks. You will be maybe frustrated, disappointed, thinking to yourself, that's too hard. Then think about the price you are going to pay if you go back to your old self. Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to live in regret 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now from not having made it? You want to go forward. Think about the price you would have to pay if you're not making it. Sounds terrible, but many people don't consider that. But also, think about the joy, the happiness, the possibilities that you might experience once you overcome that limiting belief and live your life without that limiting belief. And think about, if this limiting belief is no longer there, what can you actually do? Or who do you actually become as a person when you get rid of that limiting belief? And that, I promise you, my friend, is worthwhile every step to do, to take, to be and become the person that you want to really become. Now comment in the comment box below if there's any other thing that you believe should be added in to this video, an additional step that I might have not mentioned here. But also feel free to drop some limiting belief that you experience, and I'll personally take the chance, the opportunity to reach out to you and maybe give you an idea or two what you specifically can do with regard to your limiting beliefs. So that's it for now, and I look forward to hearing from you and working with you in the future. Until then, so long.